Welcome to my channel, everyone. My name is Asha Sekhmet. I am a thought leader, an oracle, Tantra practitioner, and I live out my purpose in building a sovereign community based on an indigenous life system. My tribe is called the Maji Sister Wife Tribe. We are living in polygamy, sovereignty, and tribalism. Okay, so today we're going to talk about how to overcome the most difficult challenges in polygamy, polyamory, polygyny, polyandry. They're all one and the same, okay? Right. Okay, so these are marital systems. And the times that we're in, what we can call all of these different forms of poly is polyamory, okay? That's the word to put all the different forms of poly together. So I have been through my personal experience and the experience of people in my tribe and what I've observed doing this work with the classes, the couples, the families, through coaching. What are the actual phases that are the most difficult and how do we actually overcome them? Okay, so first I want to start by saying the only way you get a sovereign community is by being okay with sharing your mate. That is a spiritual principle. So we know that polyamory is inevitable for mankind. So how do you actually have a functional polyamorous dynamic? Well, we have to understand this. Polyamory is the way in which humans were designed to live by the Most High, right? So community is formed based on intimate relationships with the opposite sex for the majority of human beings. That's actually how you get communities. For melanated people, that's how you get communities. Love is the driving force behind community building. Okay, so let's go through the phases. Okay, so there is a shock phase. This is the first phase when you enter into a polyamorous dynamic. So this is the phase in which no matter how many times couples are prepping for polyamory and polygamous group marriage dynamics, even if it's 20 years in conversations, they've always shared that they have a sense of shock when they actually go through it, right? Because it is the unfamiliar, it is the unknown. Then we have the second phase, which is feelings of unworthiness and inadequacy. Why? Because this construct in the West is individualism and independence. When you're alone, you fester the ego because you have nothing in relationship with you in intimate settings to really show you what you really are. So in a group marriage dynamic, you're forced to really see yourself, and that comes with challenges. The third phase is losing yourself phase. So this is really about tearing down the parasite matrix mind that is within your consciousness, for people here in the West especially, and tearing down your false belief system. The last phase after that is aligning to your natal blueprint phase. So once we tear down that false belief, the concepts and the conditioning that you've been taught about who you are, your family, and especially, like I said, for melanated people in the West, you're taught lies about who you are. When you tear that down, and now you're aligning back to who you really are, but you have to remove this entity to align back to who you are. So the outcome in this is truth. You accept truth. You can identify truth in a world of lies. Acceptance, accepting the truth of you being a melanated and indigenous blood descendant That means that poly is in your DNA. And evolution. So evolution comes out of it, an evolvement of your bloodline. So this means that through the lessons that you learn, getting closer to who you are and your alignment, that will help you become more closer to the creator, to your community, and to really live out the life that the creator has intended for you. Okay? So those are the 4 phases of overcoming the most challenging things with polyamory. So for here in the Maji Sister Wife Tribe, we practice polyamory as our marital system. And if you're interested in joining our tribe, if you feel led by spirit, you feel that this is in alignment with what you have been seeking, and you are a person of indigenous descent, you can reach out to me. You can book polyamory education classes, one-on-one coaching. It is all here for you. You can do so at www.AshaSekhmet.com. And then you can also follow our pages on Instagram, Maji Sister Wife Tribe. That's Maji with a J. And also on Facebook. And then my personal Instagram and other social media is I am Asha Sekhmet. All right, see you all in the next video. Make sure you all subscribe and like this video, and we go from here. We're building the tribe. See you all in the next video.